Good morning, Mount Vernon Junior High School. We've got January 20th, 2014. It's a beautiful day outside. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, looks like for lunch today we've got a corn dog or chicken patty, apple crisp, veggies with dip, fruit, and milk. And breakfast tomorrow, breakfast bagel, fruit, and milk. Lunch tomorrow, cheese pizza or chicken patty, dragon juice, corn, veggies with dip, fruit, and milk. Birthdays, there are none that we have on record for today. If we inadvertently made a mistake, please let the office know and we'll correct that. 7th and 8th grade boys basketball team hosted the round robin with Vincennes Clark and Washington on Saturday. We didn't fare as well, but we have been putting forth good effort. Now we need to use that as motivation to get ready for the tournament. The 6th grade boys and girls basketball teams will both host North Elementary tonight. These are makeup games from earlier in the season. The girls will play in the main gym, the boys in the auxiliary gym. The B teams play first, and they will start at 6. Just a reminder to the boys, please arrive this evening at 5:20. Girls about 5:15. Good luck, Bobcats. Junior high wrestling practice starts tomorrow after school until 5:15 p.m. You have to have a physical on file before you may compete or even work out. Just a reminder, Bobcat Gym starts Tuesday tomorrow. That's from 3 to 3:35. You also need a physical to do that. Also need a permission slip from Mr. Crandall, Mr. Purvis. Get one filled out and bring it in. It's a good way to get involved in the weight room and get bigger, stronger, and faster. There's a building club meeting tomorrow morning at 7:40 in Miss Schneider's room. That's 2314. Word of the week is dystopia. It's a noun. It's an imaginary place where people lead dehumanized and often fearful lives. The Hunger Games and The Giver are perfect examples. The word itself is based on utopia, a word in Greek literally that translates into no place, since it is perfection and that is unattainable. And dystopia translates literally as a bad place. Wow, that's a positive way to start the day. Hey, if anybody saw the NFC Championship game last night, you got Richard Sherman that kind of mouthed off at the end. I got some mixed thoughts. I don't know why they put a microphone in a young man's face. He's a very talented individual, but he was carrying a grudge from somewhere else, but that was kind of classless. He is a good player. I wish the media wouldn't do that to him, but I've got just a thought for the day, and it's just me talking off the cuff. If you win and you're successful, the number one thing you should do is go celebrate with your teammates. That's the people that helped you get to where you were, but you celebrate with your coaches and teammates. You don't talk trash to the other people. That makes you look classless, even if you're right, because nobody knows the backstory on that. And the other thing is, champions, they act right and they act like they've been there before. So it should look like it's more routine. Hey, if we score a touchdown, I don't have to dance and act like I'm big time because I'm used to scoring. Or if I make a big play on defense, hey, I act like that's just the norm because I'm that good and I'm going to make a big play. I don't have to brag about myself. I let my actions, your actions speak louder than words. So that's just a thought for the day. That's me. But we also have somebody that did a little bit of that. He had a lot of good speeches, but he was talking because he was trying to change a negative system that was going on in our country. We still have a battle going on for equality with a lot of different groups. I believe you just respect people for how they treat you, and every human being deserves a chance. And if they blow it, then they will pay the price. You don't have to pile on. But I think Martin Luther King Jr. did a lot of good. He did it through nonviolent actions, and unfortunately that's not the way his life ended. But we've got a tribute that we're going to play to him. So teachers, stay tuned into this channel. Everybody have a great Monday, and we'll have a great week too. Thank you.
Martin Luther King Jr. was born in Atlanta, Georgia in 1929. Faith was always an important part of daily life, as both his father and grandfather were Baptist ministers. He thrived at a segregated high school, graduating at 15, before heading off to Morehouse College. He then dedicated 3 years to theological study at Crozier Seminary in Pennsylvania. While earning his graduate degree at Boston University, he met Coretta Scott, who he would marry and have 4 children with. King and his family settled in Montgomery, Alabama, when he became the 20th pastor of the Dexter Avenue Baptist Church. When Rosa Parks was arrested for refusing to relinquish her seat to a white man on a Montgomery City bus in 1955, the incident lit a fire under the burgeoning civil rights movement.
His boycott of the bus system in Montgomery, Alabama was tremendously successful because he was incredibly strategic, and he worked with other people to get the individuals in Montgomery, Alabama to understand that they weren't going to take it anymore.
King's experience, passion for the cause, and position in the community gave him the credentials to become a leader in the 381-day boycott of the city buses. On December 20th, 1956, the Supreme Court ruled segregated buses to be unconstitutional. This was a major victory for the civil rights cause and proved King's nonviolent methods of protest could yield results. King was now the national face of the civil rights cause. He was jailed over 20 times, was once stabbed in the chest, his house was bombed, and he suffered relentless personal attacks on himself and his family. For a man of peaceful intentions, he unfortunately spent much of his life the target of violent intent, yet the threats never stopped him.
Dr. King inspired thousands of people through his eloquence and through his fearlessness, especially after his home was firebombed with his wife and his children. They showed through their courage that they were prepared to give their lives to the cause of freedom.
King worked tirelessly to promote the cause he so strongly believed in. And from 1957 through 1968, he traveled over 6 million miles, delivered 2,500 speeches, wrote 5 books, and dozens of articles. His hard work and ability to communicate earned him such respect that he earned the ear of President John F. Kennedy, who personally met with King. Of all the speeches King delivered, none has stood the test of time like his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. Symbolically delivered from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in 1963, in front of 250,000 people, both black and white. King had become such a force in America that he was named Time Magazine's Man of the Year in 1963. A nice achievement indeed, but it paled in comparison when in 1964 he became the youngest man ever to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Martin Luther King Jr. was an American. He was deeply American. And what's striking to me is that he had more confidence and faith in American democracy, in the Constitution, and in the principles of fairness and opportunity than nearly all of his critics.
While in Memphis to lead a protest march defending the rights of striking garbage workers in April of 1968, King delivered a rousing speech titled, "I've Been to the Mountaintop." It would be his last. Standing on the balcony of his second-floor room at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, King was shot and killed. In 1983, Ronald Reagan signed a proclamation declaring the third Monday of every January Martin Luther King Jr. Day, a public holiday to celebrate the man and what he stood for.